Have you ever walked through your grandparents' old garden and wondered what secrets it once held? Not long ago, nearly every backyard had fruit trees. Not just apples or peaches, but rare regional varieties passed down through generations. These weren't just fruits, they were memories, medicines, and meals that got families through hard winters. But over time, these resilient fruits, adapted perfectly to local climates, were replaced by supermarket varieties bred more for shelf life than flavor. Today, many of these once beloved fruits have all but disappeared from home gardens and public memory. But here's the good news. You can bring them back. In this video, we'll rediscover 25 forgotten fruits that your grandparents, or maybe even great-grandparents, once grew. Fruits that deserve a second chance. Some are tropical and creamy, others tart and powerful. But all of them are unique, easy to grow, and packed with flavor and history. Whether you're planting a homestead garden, looking for superfoods, or just want something different than what you find at the grocery store, these fruits are worth planting again. Let's begin with the most tropical-tasting fruit you'll find growing in North American forests. Number 1, pawpaw, Asaminatra, the forgotten tropical fruit of North America. Hidden in the understory of Eastern American forests is a fruit that looks like it belongs in the tropics, but it's native, hardy, and once a staple in old homestead orchards. Meet the pawpaw. Also called the American custard apple or prairie banana, the pawpaw has a creamy texture and flavor somewhere between banana, mango, and vanilla pudding. One bite and you'll wonder why this fruit isn't in every grocery store. Pawpaws are incredibly nutritious, loaded with protein, magnesium, and antioxidants, more than most temperate fruits. And unlike modern crops, they require no spraying. They're naturally resistant to pests and diseases. That's part of why your grandparents grew them, and why the pioneers carried pawpaw seeds west in their pockets. But here's the twist. Pawpaws don't ship well. Their soft flesh and short shelf life made them vanish from the commercial market. They survived only in backyard orchards, whispered from one generation to the next. Now, people are rediscovering them, and if you plant a couple trees, they need 2 for pollination, you could revive a forgotten taste of America's edible past. Let's head south now to rediscover a tangy survivor of old southern gardens. Number 2, Quince Cydonia oblonga, the golden fruit that once rivaled apples. Long before apples took center stage, there was quince, a fruit so revered in ancient times it was once offered to the gods. Shaped like a lumpy pear with the fragrance of wild roses, this golden fruit is tougher than it looks, and far more mysterious. You can't eat it raw, it's too hard, too astringent. But cook it slowly, and the pale flesh turns a rich rose pink, releasing a floral, spicy aroma that perfumes the whole kitchen. It's the secret behind the world's finest marmalades and jams. Quince thrives where other trees struggle. It's drought-tolerant, disease-resistant, and needs little care. In centuries past, it lined the edges of old European orchards and Mediterranean courtyards, not just for its fruit, but for its ornamental beauty and scent. Some historians even believe the apple in the Garden of Eden might have been a quince. It's fallen out of favor only because it doesn't fit modern convenience. But for those who rediscover it, the reward is a fruit unlike any other, resilient, ancient, and rich with legend. Number 3, Juneberry, the hidden gem of the hedgerow. Blueberry flavor, cherry blossom charm, nature's sweet secret. Before the blueberries ripen, Juneberries arrive, quietly, softly, like a whisper of early summer. Also known as service berries, these small purple fruits grow on graceful trees that bloom with clouds of white blossoms in spring, attracting bees, butterflies, and every hungry songbird in the neighborhood. Bite into a ripe Juneberry, and you'll taste something between a blueberry and a sweet almond, thanks to the tiny edible seeds inside. High in antioxidants, fiber, and minerals, this fruit once sustained Native American tribes, dried and mixed into pemmican for harsh winters. Juneberries are incredibly easy to grow. They tolerate cold, wind, drought, and even urban pollution. No need for pesticides. These trees are naturally hardy and disease-resistant. And when autumn comes, their leaves ignite into fiery reds and oranges, adding one more layer of magic to your yard. They're so overlooked, yet so rewarding. Plant one, and you're not just getting fruit. You're inviting a mini ecosystem of pollinators, birds, and beauty into your space. Number 4, medlar, Mespilus germanica, the forgotten fruit of kings and poets. Strange, soft, sweet, like overripe apples, but only after it rots. The medlar is a fruit out of time. A relic from the Middle Ages, it once graced royal orchards and apothecaries alike. Shakespeare mentioned it, Chaucer made metaphors from it. And yet today, almost no one remembers the medlar. At first glance, it looks like a small, cracked apple with a star-shaped crown, but you don't eat it fresh. You wait, sometimes for weeks, until it begins to blet, a natural fermentation where the fruit softens and sweetens into something closer to spiced applesauce or cinnamon dates. It sounds strange, but the taste? Deliciously complex. Earthy, tangy, a whisper of wine. Medlar trees are surprisingly tough, drought-resistant, cold-hardy, and unbothered by most pests. Their gnarled branches and large white blossoms make them a striking addition to any garden. And if you want to grow something truly different, something your neighbors won't recognize but your ancestors probably would, medlar is the tree for you. Number 5, gooseberry, the forbidden fruit making a comeback. Small, tart, nearly forgotten, but now it's fighting its way back. There was a time when gooseberries filled the hedgerows of Europe and early America. Tart green orbs perfect for jams, pies, and refreshing summer wines, but then they vanished. Why? In the early 1900s, gooseberries and their cousins were banned in parts of the US. They carried a disease, white pine blister rust, that threatened the nation's timber industry. So these humble shrubs were cut down, outlawed, forgotten. For nearly a century, gooseberries were ghosts. But now, they're returning. Modern resistant varieties have allowed farmers and gardeners to grow gooseberries safely again. And chefs are rediscovering their crisp, tangy flavor, somewhere between a green grape and a sour cherry. You can eat them fresh, sugar them, stew them, or mix them into sauces and tarts. And when ripe, their color can shift, green, pink, even ruby red. Gooseberry bushes are also resilient. They thrive in cool climates, tolerate shade, and require little care. Plus, their spiny branches make excellent natural fencing. So if you're looking for a fruit with a rebellious history and a bright, zesty bite, gooseberries deserve a second chance. Number 6, American persimmon, the autumn jewel of the forest, sweet as honey, but only when the frost has kissed it. Hidden deep in American woodlands, the American persimmon ripens slowly, patiently, waiting until the very edge of winter. The fruit hangs like glowing lanterns, orange and tender, often ignored until the first frost. And that's when the magic happens. Before it ripens, this fruit is astringent, almost unbearably puckering. But once soft and ripe, it transforms, intensely sweet, rich like dates or brown sugar, with a flavor that hints of cinnamon and caramel. This is not the Asian persimmon you find in grocery stores. The Native American persimmon, Diospyros virginiana, is smaller, wild, and often underappreciated, but its nutritional value is impressive, packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and fiber. Native tribes once dried persimmons into cakes, used them in puddings, and considered them sacred. Early settlers brewed them into beers and syrups. The tree itself is hardy, able to survive harsh conditions, droughts, and even poor soils. Its deep roots speak of resilience. Today, foragers and permaculturists are bringing it back, because in the heart of late autumn, when leaves fall and frost bites, there's still sweetness to be found in the humble American persimmon. Number 7, mulberry, the forgotten berry of abundance. Once fed emperor's silkworm now feeds the soil, the bees, and you. In old orchards and along dusty trails, the mulberry tree once ruled as a symbol of abundance. Fast-growing, generous, and tough, it was planted in backyards, farms, and even palace gardens. Why? Because few trees could match its gifts. The fruit, sweet, dark, and juicy, like a blend of blackberry and fig, comes in waves. Red, black, or white, mulberries can produce gallons of berries per tree. Children once stained their hands purple picking them. Birds feast on them. And even today, they remain a well-kept secret among foragers. But the tree gives more than fruit. Its leaves are the sole food of silkworms, fueling the ancient silk trade, especially in China and Persia. In fact, entire empires once guarded the secret of the mulberry. The tree itself is incredibly resilient, thriving in poor soil, resisting drought, and even growing from broken branches. It builds shade quickly, enriches the land, and supports wildlife. Once a staple, the mulberry fell out of favor in modern times. Too messy for sidewalks, too wild for supermarkets. But now it's coming back in edible forests and permaculture gardens, because this tree doesn't just grow, it gives. Number 8, crabapple, the wild apple's tangy legacy, bitter on the branch, but magic in the barrel. Long before glossy red apples lined grocery store shelves, crabapples were the original apples of the wild, small, sour, and packed with history. These tough little fruits have been growing in hedgerows, old farms, and forest edges for centuries, offering their sharp flavor to anyone daring enough to bite. But while they might not be snackable off the tree, crabapples are culinary gold. Their high pectin content makes them ideal for jellies, jams, and marmalades. Firm, vibrant, and clear as jewels. Ferment them, and you get a sharp cider with deep complexity. Leave them to age in vinegar, and they transform into a bright, fruity acid, perfect for dressings or tonics. The trees themselves are ornamental and rugged, producing clouds of pink or white blossoms each spring, attracting bees and butterflies. In fall, their fruit feeds birds and wildlife. With exceptional cold hardiness, they're survivors, often outlasting the orchards they once bordered. Modern breeders even use crabapples to develop today's apple varieties, making them not just ancestors, but the genetic backbone of the apples we know. From forgotten hedgerows to fermenting crocks, the crabapple remains a symbol of old-world ingenuity and flavor, rediscovered. Number 9, currants, the forbidden fruit making a comeback. Tiny pearls of tartness, once banned, now beloved. Currants may be small, but these bead-sized berries carry a rich, tangled history. With flavors ranging from sweet to sharply tart, black, red, and white currants have long been a staple in European gardens, prized for jams, syrups, wines, and even medicinal tonics, thanks to their exceptionally high vitamin C content. But in the United States, currants were once outlawed. In the early 20th century, they were blamed for spreading a fungus called white pine blister rust, which threatened the country's lucrative lumber industry. The federal government issued a sweeping ban, and for decades, currants faded into obscurity across North America. But that's changing. With the development of disease-resistant varieties and loosening of outdated regulations, currants are making a comeback, not just in backyard gardens, but on small farms and health food shelves. Their rich antioxidant profile and complex flavor are winning over chefs and home growers alike. Tolerant of cold, shade, and poor soil, currant bushes are hardy survivors, just like their story. Today, they're reclaiming their place as one of the most nutrient-dense and versatile berries you can grow. Number 10, mayhaw, the southern jewel hidden in the swamp, sweetness born of still waters and southern sun. In the quiet wetlands of the American South, where mist lingers over slow-moving creeks and cypress trees mirror themselves in the water, the mayhaw tree thrives, unassuming, half-submerged, and utterly magical. Its fruit, the mayhaw berry, ripens just as spring turns to summer, dropping like tiny rubies into the water below. These small, reddish fruits may not look like much, but when cooked down, they become something legendary. Mayhaw jelly. Revered across, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Georgia, this jelly has a delicate tartness that's unlike anything else. It's a staple at Southern breakfast tables, often served with biscuits or cornbread. But beyond its flavor, it's a fruit that carries generational memories, from wading into swamps with buckets to family recipes passed down like heirlooms. Mayhaws are notoriously tricky to harvest, growing best in flood-prone, acidic soils. But as more people seek regional heritage foods, mayhaw trees are finding new homes in orchards and conservation gardens. Once overlooked, mayhaw is now celebrated as a culinary treasure, a taste of the deep South, wild, rare, and rooted in tradition. Number 11, elderberry, the immune-boosting wild remedy. For centuries, elderberries have been a trusted ally in the fight against colds and flu, earning their place in traditional medicine cabinets across Europe and North America. These small, dark purple berries grow in dense clusters on hardy shrubs, often found thriving on forest edges, roadsides, and even abandoned fields. Elderberries aren't just a flavorful fruit. They're packed with antioxidants and vitamins that help strengthen the immune system. Historically, people harvested elderberries to make syrups, teas, and tinctures, believed to reduce the severity and duration of respiratory illnesses. The elderflower, the plant's delicate white blossoms, were also used for soothing remedies and in culinary creations. These bushes are impressively adaptable, growing well in a variety of soils and climates. Their fast growth and abundant fruit production make them a practical addition to any garden focused on both health and biodiversity. Elderberry flowers attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, adding beauty and ecological value. From homemade syrups to jams and even wine, elderberries bring a rich tradition of healing and flavor. Today, with renewed interest in natural remedies, elderberry is regaining popularity not just as a forgotten fruit, but as a vital plant for modern wellness. Number 12, sand plum, the hardy tart treasure of the Great Plains. The sand plum is a resilient fruit with a long history of nourishing settlers and indigenous peoples throughout the vast Great Plains. Known for its small, tart cherry-like flavor, this fruit was often turned into jellies, preserves, and sauces that lasted through harsh winters. What makes the sand plum special is its remarkable ability to thrive in poor, sandy soils where many other fruit trees fail. These bushes are tough and drought-resistant, able to withstand the challenging conditions of the plains, from scorching summers to bitterly cold winters. This resilience made sand plum an essential food source for communities living in these areas. The trees usually grow between 15 to 25 feet tall, producing a bounty of small fruits that ripen in late summer. Their distinct tartness adds a unique and flavorful touch to jams and baked goods, making them beloved by those who appreciate traditional and rustic flavors. While sand plums aren't commonly found in modern commercial orchards, their history and hardiness make them a perfect candidate for gardeners looking to grow sustainable, low-maintenance fruit that connects to America's agricultural past. Number 13, buffalo berry, the silver-leaved survivor of harsh climates. Buffalo berry is a small tart fruit with striking silver leaves that shimmer under the sun. This hardy shrub has a long history as a staple for indigenous tribes and early pioneers, prized for its versatility in making sauces, jams, and even traditional medicines. One of the buffalo berry's greatest strengths is its drought resistance and ability to thrive in tough environments where other fruit-bearing plants struggle. These qualities make it ideal for sustainable gardening, especially in areas with poor soil and limited water. The shrubs typically grow 5 to 10 feet tall, with bright red berries that add vibrant color to any garden landscape. Buffalo berries ripen in late summer, bringing a burst of tart flavor that pairs well with sweeteners and preserves and baked goods. Rich in vitamins and antioxidants, buffalo berries offer both nutritional and culinary value, making them a smart addition for anyone interested in growing forgotten yet powerful fruits. Number 14, sorb apple, the ancient wild apple with a medicinal touch. The sorb apple is an ancient fruit tree closely related to the mountain ash and rowan. Once a common fixture in old orchards, this wild apple variety was cherished not only for its small tart fruits, but also for its role in traditional medicine. Early settlers and indigenous peoples valued sorb apples for making cider, preserves, and even healing remedies. These trees are incredibly hardy, drought-resistant, and capable of thriving in poor, rocky soils where many other fruit trees fail. Growing up to 40 feet tall, sorb apple trees have a stately presence, with clusters of small, apple-like fruits that require a special preparation method, bledding, before they become edible and delicious. Sorb apples add diversity and resilience to any garden or orchard, making them perfect for sustainable growing practices. Their unique tartness and historical significance offer a fascinating glimpse into forgotten fruit traditions that deserve to be revived today. Number 15, chokeberry, Aronia, the tart superberry, packed with antioxidants. Chokeberries, or Aronia berries, are native to North America and were a staple fruit for early settlers. Known for their intensely tart flavor, these berries might surprise you with their powerhouse of health benefits. In fact, chokeberries boast more antioxidants than many popular berries, including blueberries, making them a true superfood. These resilient shrubs are incredibly easy to grow, thriving in poor soils and harsh climates where other fruits might struggle. They typically reach heights between 5 and 12 feet and produce dense clusters of small, dark berries in late summer to early fall. Traditionally, chokeberries were used in jams, teas, and medicinal remedies thanks to their immune-boosting properties. Today, their nutritional profile has sparked renewed interest among gardeners and health enthusiasts alike. Whether you want to boost your diet with antioxidant-rich foods or add a tough, low-maintenance plant to your garden, chokeberries are an excellent choice. Their versatility also makes them perfect for juices, baked goods, and health-focused recipes. Number 16, ground cherry, Cape gooseberry, the hidden lantern fruit. Ground cherries, also known as Cape gooseberries, are a fascinating and unique fruit that often go unnoticed in the vast world of berries and tropical fruits. What makes them truly special is their appearance. Each small, golden fruit is enclosed in a delicate, papery husk that resembles a tiny lantern. This natural wrapper not only protects the fruit, but also gives it a whimsical, almost magical look. Grown close to the ground, these plants spread easily and are quite hardy, thriving in warm climates with plenty of sunlight. The fruits themselves offer a delightful taste, a balanced blend of sweet and tangy, which makes them perfect for fresh eating, baking, or adding to salads for a burst of color and flavor. Historically, ground cherries have been cultivated in South America for centuries, used both as food and in traditional remedies. Their rich vitamin content, especially vitamin C and antioxidants, contributes to their rising popularity among health-conscious gardeners and chefs. The harvest season for ground cherries usually falls in late summer or early fall, making them a great addition to your late-season fruit garden. Plus, their unique appearance and taste often spark curiosity and conversation around the table. Number 17, Shipova, the rare hybrid between pear and mountain ash. Shipova is a fascinating and rare fruit that represents a unique botanical marriage between the common pear and the mountain ash tree. This hybrid produces fruits that combine the best qualities of both parents, a sweet, aromatic flavor that is unlike any other. The taste is often described as a delicate balance of pear-like juiciness with a subtle, floral fragrance that gives it an exotic edge. One of the most interesting facts about Shipova is its rarity. It is not widely cultivated or found in common markets, making it a true treasure for fruit enthusiasts and gardeners who enjoy growing unusual and distinctive plants. The tree itself is hardy, often thriving in cooler climates where other exotic fruits might struggle. Shipova trees produce medium-sized, roundish fruits with smooth skin that ripen late in the growing season, usually in late autumn. The flesh is soft, juicy, and highly fragrant, perfect for fresh eating, jams, or even gourmet desserts. Historically, Shipova has been appreciated in certain parts of Europe but remains largely unknown elsewhere. Because of its hybrid nature, Shipova is often propagated through grafting rather than seeds, making it a special project for horticulturists interested in preserving rare fruit species. Number 18, Osage orange, Maclura, the inedible yet useful fruit. The Osage orange, scientifically known as Maclura pomifera, is a unique and curious fruit native to the south-central United States. While it's often called a fruit, it is important to note that the Osage orange is not edible for humans. Its large, green, bumpy fruit looks almost like a brain, but eating it is not recommended due to its bitterness and potential toxicity. Despite its inedibility, the Osage orange has historically been prized for other uses. One of the most notable is its role as a natural insect repellent. People used to place the fruits around their homes and gardens to deter pests such as cockroaches and spiders. While modern science debates the effectiveness, the traditional belief persists in many rural areas. Beyond pest control, the Osage orange tree itself has been highly valued for practical purposes. The wood is extremely dense, durable, and resistant to rot, making it perfect for crafting fence posts and durable tools. In fact, during the 19th century, many farmers planted Osage orange trees densely to form living fences or natural hedgerows, especially in areas where barbed wire was not yet available. These thorny hedges provided excellent livestock containment. Today, Osage orange trees are appreciated for their ecological and historical significance, as well as their striking appearance in autumn when their vibrant foliage adds color to the landscape. Number 19, beach plum, the sweet coastal treasure. Beach plum, Prunus maritma, is a small but mighty fruit that thrives along the sandy shores of the Atlantic coast in the United States. Often overlooked because of its modest size, This coastal native has a unique charm that made it a favorite among fishermen and local communities for generations. Growing wild on beach dunes and rocky coastal areas, beach plum is well adapted to salty, windy, and nutrient-poor soils. Its resilience allows it to survive where many other fruit plants cannot, making it an important part of coastal ecosystems. The shrub produces small, round plums that ripen to a deep purple or reddish hue, packing a surprisingly sweet and tart flavor into every bite. Historically, fishermen and coastal dwellers harvested these plums fresh from the wild, enjoying their sweet taste as a fresh snack, or preserved them in jams and jellies. Beach plum jam became a prized delicacy, treasured for its vibrant flavor and natural sweetness. Today, there is a renewed interest in cultivating beach plum commercially, as people rediscover its culinary potential and its role in supporting biodiversity along vulnerable shorelines. Besides their delicious flavor, beach plums also provide vital habitat and food for coastal birds and pollinators, helping maintain healthy coastal ecosystems. They remind us of the delicate balance between nature and human life on the edge of the sea. Number 20, service tree, Sorbus domestica, the ancient European fruit bearer. The service tree, scientifically known as Sorbus domestica, is a long-lived deciduous tree native to Europe and parts of Western Asia. Revered in ancient times, this tree has a rich history intertwined with the cultures of old Europe. It was once widely cultivated for its fruit, which was prized not only for eating, but especially for making fermented beverages. The fruit of the service tree is small, round to oval, with a yellowish to brown skin when ripe. Its flesh is dense and sweet, though somewhat grainy, often compared to a pear but with a unique flavor all its own. In ancient Europe, these fruits were collected in late summer and early autumn, then carefully fermented to produce a distinct type of fruit wine or cider, highly valued for its rich taste and preservability. Beyond its fruit, the service tree was also valued for its durable hardwood used in toolmaking and furniture. Its presence across medieval European landscapes was common, symbolizing fertility and endurance due to its slow but steady growth and long lifespan. Today, the service tree is less common, but is experiencing renewed interest among heritage fruit enthusiasts and small-scale farmers who appreciate its historical significance and versatile fruit. The tree's resilience and ability to thrive in less than ideal soils make it a promising candidate for sustainable agriculture. Its legacy reminds us of a time when nature's bounty was transformed by human creativity into treasured traditions, like the fermentation of its unique fruits into drinks that brought communities together. Number 21, jujube, Chinese date, the sweet, nutritious fruit from ancient Asia. The jujube, also known as the Chinese date, Ziziphus juba, is a small but mighty fruit with a history spanning thousands of years. Native to China, this fruit has been cherished since ancient times for both its sweet flavor and its impressive nutritional benefits. Despite its modest size, usually about the size of a large olive, jujubes pack a powerful punch in terms of vitamins, especially vitamin C, antioxidants, and various minerals. The jujube fruit has two main forms, fresh and dried. When fresh, it resembles a tiny apple with smooth, shiny skin and a crisp, sweet taste reminiscent of an apple or pear. When dried, the fruit takes on a wrinkled appearance and a chewy texture, much like dates, which is why it earned the nickname Chinese date. Both forms are commonly used in traditional medicine and cooking. In traditional Chinese medicine, jujubes have been used for centuries to improve sleep, reduce stress, and boost immunity. Their natural sugars and fiber content also make them a nutritious snack that helps regulate digestion and energy levels. Today, jujube trees grow beyond Asia, thriving in warm, temperate, and subtropical climates worldwide. Their hardy nature and drought tolerance make them ideal for sustainable cultivation, especially in areas where other fruit trees might struggle. From ancient remedies to modern health foods, the jujube remains a fascinating example of how a small fruit can hold immense cultural and nutritional significance. Number 22, huckleberry, the wild berry with a bold flavor and rich heritage. Huckleberries are wild berries closely related to blueberries, yet they boast a deeper, richer flavor that sets them apart in the world of forest fruits. These small, dark berries grow naturally in the dense woodlands and mountainous regions of North America, thriving in cooler climates where few other fruit-bearing plants can flourish. Known for their strikingly bold taste, huckleberries have a tartness balanced with sweetness, making them a versatile ingredient in jams, pies, and syrups. Their flavor is often described as more intense and complex compared to their blueberry cousins, with a hint of earthiness that comes from their wild upbringing. For centuries, huckleberries were a prized food source for Native American tribes. They gathered these berries fresh from the forest during summer, eating them raw or drying them for winter use. The berries provided a vital source of nutrients and energy, especially important during the long, harsh winters. Beyond food, some tribes also used huckleberries in traditional medicines and ceremonies, recognizing their significance in both body and spirit. Today, huckleberries remain a treasured wild harvest, sought after by foragers and chefs alike. They are not widely cultivated on farms because they thrive best in the wild, making them a seasonal delicacy that connects us to nature's untouched bounty. Number 23, chafe fruit, Cudrania tricuspidata, the sweet, seedless mulberry relative from Asia and Central America. The chafe fruit, scientifically known as Cudrania tricuspidata, is a lesser-known member of the mulberry family that offers a sweet, flavorful treat without the hassle of seeds. Native to parts of East Asia and Central America, this fruit has been appreciated for centuries in traditional farming and local diets, yet it remains somewhat rare in Western markets. Chafe fruit grows on small trees or large shrubs that are hardy and easy to cultivate, thriving in a variety of soil types and climates. Its adaptability has made it a favorite among farmers looking for a low-maintenance fruit tree that produces reliably. The fruit itself resembles a small mulberry or blackberry with a juicy, tender flesh and a delightful sweetness that makes it perfect for fresh eating, jams, and desserts. Unlike many berries, chafe fruit is naturally seedless or contains very few seeds, which enhances its appeal for culinary uses. This characteristic sets it apart from other mulberries, which can sometimes be cumbersome due to their numerous seeds. Historically, chafe fruit was widely grown in rural areas across Central America and parts of Asia, valued both as food and for its potential medicinal properties. Today, it is gaining attention among growers and food enthusiasts who seek unique tropical flavored fruits that bring variety and nutrition to their tables. Number 24, hackberry, Celtis pp, the wild sweet nutritious fruit from mighty trees. Hackberry trees are large, hardy hardwoods that grow in various parts of North America and beyond. Though often overlooked, these trees produce small, sweet fruits that have sustained people and wildlife for centuries. The hackberry fruit is small, round, and typically turns from green to a deep orange or reddish color when ripe. It offers a subtly sweet and nutty flavor, making it enjoyable both fresh and dried. Indigenous peoples and early settlers in North America commonly gathered hackberry fruits as a food source. The fruit can be eaten raw, offering a pleasant sweetness that complements its mild, nutty undertones. In addition to fresh eating, the fruits were sometimes dried to extend their shelf life and used as a nutritious snack during harsh winters or long journeys. Hackberry trees are exceptionally tolerant of various soil types and climates, which explains their wide distribution. The wood itself is tough and durable, used traditionally for tools and furniture, but it is the fruit that holds a quieter significance as an underappreciated wild edible. Today, hackberry remains a fruit favored by foragers and those interested in wild food, especially because it requires no cultivation, just a keen eye and a taste for nature's subtle flavors. Number 25, white mulberry, Morus alba, the sweet, delicate variant of a classic fruit tree. The white mulberry is a special variant of the more commonly known mulberry family, famous for its luscious black or red berries. Unlike its darker relatives, the white mulberry produces lighter, cream to pale yellow fruits with an exceptionally sweet, mild flavor. Though less widely cultivated today, the white mulberry has a rich history, particularly in Asia, where it's valued not only for its fruit but also as the primary food source for silkworms. White mulberry fruit has a delicate sweetness that sets it apart. Many describe its flavor as smoother and less tart than black mulberries, making it ideal for fresh eating, as well as for crafting into fine teas and syrups. In traditional medicine, white mulberry leaves and fruit have been used for their antioxidant and blood sugar regulating properties, adding another layer of value to this unique plant. Despite its lesser popularity in commercial farming compared to its darker cousins, the white mulberry remains cherished by gardeners and foragers who appreciate its subtle flavor and versatile uses. Its adaptability and relatively low maintenance make it a promising fruit tree for home orchards and sustainable cultivation. These rare and traditional fruits do more than just bring nostalgic flavors back to our tables. They play an essential role in enhancing biodiversity in your garden. By planting these old-fashioned varieties, you're helping preserve a genetic heritage that modern agriculture often overlooks. Each of these fruits carries a story, a history of cultivation, and unique qualities that contribute to a more resilient and sustainable ecosystem. Reintroducing these cherished trees and shrubs once loved by our ancestors is an act of respect for health, for memories, and for the future of sustainable food. Their rich nutrients, natural resistance to pests, and ability to thrive in diverse environments make them invaluable allies in our quest for ecological balance. By embracing these plants, we not only reconnect with the past, but also build a more secure and flavorful food future.